Hello, and welcome to Coming Home with Mama T. I'm your host, Tiara, aka Mama T, and on this podcast, we explore the journey of creating the life of our desires through mastering manifestation, maintaining a positive mindset, and living luxuriously. And today, I want to talk to you about candle magic. I did a post on TikTok, Instagram. I did a reel or whatever, and so got some little feedback about it, and I promised that I would talk a little bit more about candle magic. So here we are. If you've been following me for a while, then I'm pretty sure I've done a episode on it. So feel free to go back and see how things have changed. I think it's really cool. One of the things as we grow and expand and next level and learn about ourselves is that you get to change kind of your methods, you get to change your beliefs, you get to change all of that good stuff. It's okay. We don't have to like be rigid, and we can grow and expand, and I love it. So with that, if you've been watching me for a while and I say something that's completely different from the times that I've taught it in the past, you're welcome. You're welcome for the permission to let go. And so with that, I'm excited. So on this, candle magic. What is candle magic? What does that even entail? So candle magic is simply, I like to think of it as like the crock pot of rituals, if you will, setting an intention. And this has nothing to do with any sort of religious, whatever, dogma, connection. You can tie it to it if that is your choice. I mean, I think candles are used in all sorts of different spirituality, whether I think of, you see movies, right? And people are going into a cathedral and they're lighting candles for their ancestors, or lighting candles to call in the different saints, or whatever it is. It is whatever you want to make it, right? And so with that in mind, it is an opportunity to hold an intention. It is a physical representation of the intention that you are setting. And in doing the physical action of lighting this candle, you are creating a space to, one, remind yourself of what your intention is. I highly recommend, if you are going to practice, to find a altar, if you will, a space in your home that is safe to place a candle and not like set things on fire. But find a place that you can regularly see the candle, as well as make sure that it's safe from children, animals, other humans, whatever your belief structure in terms of people touching it, that's something that you're going to have to decide on your own. And if you are someone that wants to like work one-on-one with me, we can talk about it and discuss that in deeper there. But with that, candles. You can fix your own candle, and by fixing it, that's like dressing it, putting your own energy into it, putting your own support onto it, if you will. So if you are someone that works with herbs, for example, we know that mint is refreshing and revitalizing. So maybe you're wanting to create more bright, refreshing, invigorating energy into your life. So maybe you're gonna like put a sprig of mint in there, and it also smells nice, right? So like it offers that expression. Maybe you want to use essential oils. There's so many different things. You might want to use crystals. So this candle, for example, is what I would call a fixed candle, because I bought it with crystals in it. Oh my gosh. It was at TJ Maxx. Well, and I was super excited because I picked it up and I was like, oh, it says positive energy on it, eucalyptus and sage, how witchy, how fun. And then I opened it and saw crystals in it. And then the friends that I were with, they were like, she gonna buy that. She's gonna try to find 8 of them and buy all of them. I did not, but I did buy this one. And I like the eucalyptus, the sage. I feel like perfect for my bath time and putting it in that space. I love the smell of eucalyptus in my bath. It's relaxing, and it's just this freshness, this herbaceousness that I am obsessed with in that space. So Fixed candle means somebody else made it, basically. Somebody else put in the time, the energy, the whatever. You get to choose if you want to use fixed candles, if you want to make them yourself. I will say that making them yourself, I feel like it does add an extra layer of being connected with the candle and your intention, and you can be even more specific about the intention. Typically, fixed candles are kind of like they have an intention. Maybe you go to a metaphysical shop and they have like love, they have protection, they have all of these different things that they've already set up. I highly recommend, if you are going to, rather you like, I mean, if you buy anything from anywhere, and you're going to use it in your own rituals to cleanse it yourself, run some sage over it, some Palo Santo, Reiki energy, whatever you have in your wheelhouse to help to clear it, and then set your own intentions with it, because we don't want somebody else's energy and the work that we're doing. That's just in my belief structure. Do what makes you happy at the end of the day. But basically, it's like consecrating it as yours, if you will. So fixed candle, all that. I feel called to say also that this is more for an aesthetic for me. While I think it's super cool, I also recognize it came from like TJ Maxx, and it probably, like, these crystals aren't necessarily the most potent, I guess is the right word. I don't know where the crystals came from, put it that way. I'm not sure, are they ethically sourced? Are they something that it's more of an aesthetic than a working with situation here, is kind of how my thoughts on it. Do what you want. Make your own rules, okay, friend? If that feels good to you, if you're like, okay, well, I found this in TJ Maxx, or I found it at Cost Plus World Market. That's another place that seems to have a lot of fun little witchy things that you can find, that is still like a mainstream store and not a metaphysical store if you don't have a metaphysical store in your area. Because let's be real, there is an energetic exchange that comes with a lot of these in certain price points or whatever. So I want to be aware of the fact that not everyone can afford the highest quality, the best sourced, all of the stuff. I get it. We get it, and it's totally okay. Do it, work within your means. But I also want to remind you that we can also just use our own personal energy. This is just, like I said, a physical representation. All you really need is yourself and your intention and your mind, your mind, your body, your spirit. Bring it all together. Call forth your whoever you believe in terms of emotional, spiritual support, and bada bing, bada boom. That's all you need, right? You can also use a birthday candle, a tea candle, maybe if anyone's got a junk drawer like I do, open that up, you can find random things in it, right? So maybe you're like, okay, I really could use, I don't know, $50. I don't know, something you're trying to call in. So you open the drawer and you happen to find a birthday candle. You can heat up the bottom and find a plate or something to stick it on and say $50, I receive $50. $50 is mine. I'm in love with money. Money loves me. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Whatever little affirmations you want to line up with that helps you feel like $50 is in your pocket right this second. It's already in your hands. You can light it, you can set that intention, and you can move about your day, right? You can move about your day. Again, it's the crock pot of magic. And then you walk around and you go about your day, and every time you see that candle, you're like, $50 is mine. And it's a reminder to tie back into that affirmation. $50 is mine. $50 is mine. I got it. It's flowing to me. It's easy. It's effortless. And keep moving. And before you know it, you might even forget that you were asking for $50. I find when we forget about it, that's probably the easiest way, because then we're not thinking about well, where's it going to come from, da 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 da, and the how, and we're not getting into our head about the how of it, and it just kind of shows up. We're like, oh snap, it's here. And that's what I love about candle magic, is that it just helps us to better align. And the things that I have found, if we are asking for bigger, grander experiences, that has always been where I am finding the emotional luxury in it is the, okay, well, I want to get married and I want, a thriving multi-million dollar, billion-dollar business. I want these things. And so in my mindset, it does take time to create it. Maybe if I was like, oh, well, it should happen, right? Like, well, not even should, but like it can happen overnight. It could happen overnight. But I have this understanding of wanting to build a solid foundation, and having that solid foundation, I do, in my belief structure, know that it takes time to get all the things, the perfect things, so lined up, so it shows up easily, effortlessly, and we can continue to move forward. And so with the candle, it's an opportunity to really build that trust, right? And it's an opportunity to really see where my beliefs are, where hiccups could be, where I might be getting in my own way. The same works for, if you're working with crystals, right? It's the same idea. We light these candles, and there's like so much that can go into it. From, if you're someone that lights candles and maybe you want to read the candle, and I highly recommend, if you don't already, like, you can look in YouTube and go or whatever, or use a one-on-one session to explore that with me. But you can light the candle and look at the flame and see if you can interpret anything from the flame. If there's smoke coming up from that, if there is, once the candle has completely burned out, maybe there's images in the wax that's left behind. Maybe there's images, if you're someone that puts like herbs and stuff, maybe some of the herbs burnt off and some of the herbs didn't. There's an interpretation that can be found there. There's a lot of stuff that we can interpret from the candle that might help us to bring awareness to things that we can focus on. I prefer focus on rather than work on, because work implies that there's something wrong with us. So where we can shift our focus, because what we focus on, what we think about, we bring about, right? So if we think about the fact that, like, oh, there's no good men in the world, and if that's all, like, that's what we're thinking about, we're bringing about that experience. And it's not so much, I feel like yes, we are quote unquote manifesting it, but it's also like, it's simple psychology perception, right? If we're thinking about, oh, I'm thinking about buying a red Tesla, and then next thing you know, you're driving around and like everywhere you go, there's a red Tesla. It's not so much that there's more red Teslas and you're calling in more red Teslas to show up. It's that our perception is opened up to seeing and focusing on the red Teslas all around us. And so we were paying attention more to these things versus the, like, I don't know, blue Toyota that's also behind us or whatever. And that goes for so many things in this world. So with that, candle magic. Just a form of physical representation of setting an intention for yourself and creating for yourself in your life, and helping you to learn lessons, be aware of lessons, and taking that and cultivating more choices and opportunities in your life to continue to live an extraordinary life. Now, if you would like support in all of that, I highly recommend that you reach out to me and let us discuss how to work together, how we can grow, how to be in that Mama T energy, and I can support you in making this experience how you want to. Okay? So we can do clearing, we can work on creating rituals for yourself, we can work on counseling, if you will. We can do so many fun things, so many wonderful things to help grow and expand and live an extraordinary life. And so feel free to shoot me a DM, comment on the video, whatever, reach out, and let's discuss all the ways that we can discover an extraordinary life together. And with that, I hope you have a magical day. Ta-ta for now.